Hello Internet, I'm your only mate, and it's time for another death battle! This time we have Megazord versus Voltron. Now, as I should say with all of my reaction videos, please click the link in the description below to go watch the actual episode itself, like, subscribe, all of that stuff, then come back to watch this video. Okay? Good. Support the official release. So, I'm pretty excited for this matchup. From what I've been seeing on Twitter, the animation looks amazing. So, I really want to see that. And Power Rangers was actually a thing in my childhood. So, my childhood is on the line here. Oh boy, it's been a while. Whatever happens, happens. Anyone who saw the most recent episode of the Nerdbender podcast with myself, Richard Kurokanobi, and Spectral Star, you'll probably know I'm on Team Megazord. Not in the, I think the Power Rangers will win. I think they have a good chance, at least, from what I've heard. But whenever I say I'm on Team this person, it means I want them to win. So, just throwing it out there. And I will admit, before actually re-catching up on Power Rangers, because I only watched it when I was like really, really young. So didn't really remember a whole lot of it, sorry. But I did have some vague memories. Like, I really liked the Black Ranger, Zack. And the Saber-Toothed Tiger Zord was my favorite of the lot. So I really liked the Black Ranger and the Yellow Zord. One of those two is a cat, by the way. Almost makes me wonder if that's a just memory in my subconscious has made me, well, I don't know, influenced me liking anything else in more recent years. But enough about that. So I have heard some things about Voltron. Not exactly the most knowledgeable person, and believe it or not, I've only just noticed I don't have my headphones. One sec, and sorted. But from what I have heard, I think this matchup could potentially go either way. It just depends on how you look at things, I guess. But I won't make my final decision until I hear what Wiz and Boomstick have to say. Oh, also, another show, Minute Matchups, did this particular matchup. So I am probably going to do some comparisons between that and this. So, yeah. Oh, and a couple of things I remember from the last episode that had a Power Rangers character, the Megazord vs. Epion, is there have been instances in Power Rangers where different Rangers have called on other Zords, even though it's not the Zord that they can pilot. Because each Ranger has their Zord, only they can pilot. Whatever. However, but since they can call on other Zords, then they can combine them together. I know there are at least two others that the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers can use. And it's the Dragon Zord and Titanus. So I can see those coming into play as well. But we'll see what happens. Anyway, I am going to shut up and hit play. Alright, giant robot fight.
It's finally time for one of the biggest matchups in Death Battle history.
Oh yeah.
The giant robot fight of all giant robot fights.
The Megazord, the heavy-hitting mech commanded by 5 Power Rangers.
And Voltron, the defender
This is gonna
of the
be so
universe,
good.
piloted by 5 paladins.
For this matchup, there will be no Dragon Zords,
Oh.
no Galaxy Garrisons, no Robot Brachiosaurus, and no mice.
Just
Okay.
a good old 5v5 war of the giant robots.
Okay.
He's Wiz and I'm Boomstick.
And it's our job to analyze their weapons, armor, and skills to find out who would win a death battle. Ooh, I like the animation. They've had this plan since season 1, by the way.
Battled the forces of evil. The vicious witch Rita Repulsa and her giant monsters waged war with the good-natured galactic sage Zordon.
I don't think I ever saw this.
War finally ended when Rita zapped him into a time warp, but not before Zordon managed to lock her up in a space dumpster?
Yeah.
Yes, apparently that thing is a space dumpster, or to put more accurately, a galactic recycling bin. However, Zordon knew it was only a matter of time before Rita escaped to conquer Earth once more.
Good thing Zordon had thousands of years to come up with a foolproof plan. He could summon the 5 greatest warriors from around the galaxy.
He had so long to plan this too.
Or
teleport to us 5 overbearing and over-emotional humans.
Teenagers.
Not teenagers!
That plan is asinine, but somehow it worked. Zordon
Because
granted
screw it.
5 teenagers the ability to draw power from a dimension called the Morphin Grid. This molecular transmutation turns them into superhumans with access to mighty mechanical beasts called Zords, becoming the Mighty Morphin Power Rangers.
Tyrannosaurus. Tyrannosaurus. I almost forgot the things there.
go Power Rangers!
I love how Boomstick's getting so into this.
There's Jason Lee Scott, the Red Ranger. He's a fearless leader, expert martial artist, and owns one of the coolest Zords of the bunch, the Tyrannosaurus Rex.
Billy Cranston, the Blue Ranger, is the genius of the group. He loves to work with machines, especially his impressive Triceratops Zord. With its grappling hook
6
horns,
school
this
clubs,
140-ton behemoth can stop a foe in its tracks.
Trini Kwan, the Yellow Ranger, is equal parts brains and martial arts specialist. She's a threat both outside and inside her
favorite superhero is Wonder Woman.
Tiger Zord.
Okay.
Kimberly Ann Hart, the Pink
Everyone
Ranger,
loves
is a
Kimberly.
Talking Valley girl who has the skies covered.
Enjoys
with
Tommy
a
Oliver.
Zord, which can fly at
It's
2.5
true.
times the speed of sound.
Last but not least, there's Zack Taylor, the Black Ranger, who's mastered his own fighting style.
I love this so much.
Cheeto.
And this wasn't in the movie, which kind of annoyed me.
Yep, this guy fights aliens with the power of dance, along with his Mastodon Zord. Although slow, this Zord can freeze blast enemies with ice, or saran wrap if you're short on budget.
But when 5 giant mechanical beasts aren't enough to keep the villains down, these machines join together to...
Or just the coolest friggin' thing you've ever seen in your life.
It is so awesome.
Bring them together.
This is the Megazord, a 333-foot colossus with enough power to effortlessly tear down buildings, sometimes unintentionally. All 5 Rangers pilot the Megazord as one,
Well.
combining their own martial arts skills to defeat giant monsters.
It's like a giant rock'em sock'em robot with laser beams. He can fry enemies
That's-
with its cranial
yeah, that
laser,
works.
blast fireballs from its hands, shoot immobilizing beams from its eyes, and even use the Mastodon's face as a shield.
I had an argument with my manager about whether or not that was a thing.
They summon their Blade Ex Machina, the
Blade Ex Machina.
Little known fact, simply touching the Power Sword can recharge the Megazord if it's low on power.
Oh
It's
shit.
not just a battery. This giant sword is over 100 feet long and orbits the Earth when not in use. Plus, it can launch energy waves and cut down almost any monster with just one swing.
That
And
is so
there's
cool.
even more. It's a surprisingly versatile weapon, like with this feature they implemented against the Nasty Knights.
Any energy we throw at him, he just reflects back at us. That's why our weapons are burned out.
So what do we do about it?
Reflect his energy back at him, along with a bit of our own.
I don't get it.
Apparently, the Power Sword can absorb oncoming kinetic energy.
Here's why I used the
and turn
Master
it
Sword.
against the attacker, drastically increasing the Megazord's striking power.
I was actually
Well,
playing Breath of the
after
Wild
following
earlier.
monsters every weekday afternoon, the Power Rangers have been through almost everything. From fighting a world-destroying dragon to a giant walking pumpkin.
That
who
raps. Yeah, that.
Just make me mad. Waking me up with a rap that bad.
They've even fought Kimberly's purse.
Man, these
Yeah,
villains
that's,
were getting desperate. And so were the riders.
Anyway, the Megazord is strong enough to lift and throw the 170-ton Dragon Zord into a mountain with little effort.
So long,
Jesus.
Bowser.
Even the individual Zords can support the weight of whole monsters on their own. While many of these monsters should weigh similar to the Megazord, some certainly weigh even more. In fact, in a general scale, when you double the size of an object, its weight increases by a factor of 8. Comparing these organic
Okay.
monsters to human beings means some of them could weigh as much as 10,000 tons.
Jesus.
And the Megazord even gut-punched one of them over 100 feet into the air.
Wow.
Assuming that monster is 10,000 tons, lifting it 133 feet would require about 90 million newtons of force. 50 times as much force as a space shuttle's launching thrust.
With that kind
Jesus.
of strength, I bet you could backhand a person into outer space.
That's oddly specific.
Strange, wasn't it? Regardless, they've used that
Why do I feel
strength
like that's
to take down
foreshadowing like they did in
monsters
Deadpool vs.
capable of wiping
Deathstroke?
out all life on Earth. They even went toe-to-toe with Cyclopsis, a Warzord designed to conquer entire worlds.
But even for the Power Rangers, defending the Earth is no small job. When
No, it
they
is
least
not.
expect it, the Megazord's energy supply can be quickly exhausted in the middle of combat.
And it doesn't help that half the reason is because they just get hit so damn much. Despite
Yeah,
the Megazord's awesome power,
it's unfortunately
really
true.
lacking in the whole maneuverability department. I mean, come on! It can at least try to avoid an attack.
But when the enemy hits hard, the Power Rangers hit back even harder. With the fate of the world lying in their hands, no one can ever take them down.
Oh, they used the lyrics from the song. Mighty Morphin Power Rangers. So much nostalgia from that.
Days of long ago, from uncharted regions of the universe, comes a legend.
In less cryptic terms, 1,200 years ago, the evil Drool Empire nearly conquered the entire known universe. But not everybody was cool with fleets of ships shooting up their planets, so a team of scientists and magic priests decided to fight back.
Through the marriage of magic and technology, they forged a 300-foot-tall living automaton, so powerful that it single-handedly pushed back the Empire's onslaught. Before long, the whole universe had heard of the mechanical knight known as Voltron.
Pissed that he was losing everything because of some space robot, the Empire's King Zard
I imagine
ordered
anyone
a
would be pretty
space
mad about
witch
that.
to kill Voltron with a magic space spell. And it kind of worked. Instead of being destroyed, Voltron was split up into 5 very merchandisable robots.
Very merchandisable.
Divided and stripped of its sentience, the universe's best hope had fallen.
Until 5 space explorers crash-landed on Eris, the exact same planet the Lions just so happened to be hiding on.
They didn't have parachutes in that crash
either.
either.
Castle where the Princess Allura gave them a life-changing opportunity. Pilot the long-lost Lions and go around saving the universe for a living.
Keith Cogain is the head of the Lion Force in more ways than one. As leader of the team, he commands his cohorts, and he pilots the Black Lion, the literal head of Voltron.
Lance McClain
Oh, head
is
and
the
torso,
Han
but-
Solo of the group. This hot-headed show-off controls the Red Lion, which forms Voltron's right arm.
Tsuyoshi Garrett, better known as Hunk, is the muscle of the team. He pilots the Yellow Lion, which forms Voltron's left leg.
The Blue Lion is piloted by Sven Holgersson. No, he did.
Yeah. And the princess
Blue
took
Lion
over.
is piloted by Princess Allura herself, taking over after the original pilot got a bad case of stabbing. Her lion forms
That's one way of putting it.
Voltron's right leg.
Last up is Daryl Stoker. You can call him Pidge. Pidge pilots the Green Lion, Voltron's left arm.
And
Absolutely
he's also,
crazy.
Well, a little unhinged.
Pidge! Get rid of that grenade!
At least his outfit matches his lion's colors. I mean, damn, it's not that hard, people.
And when
It's
all
true, though.
5 lions combine, Voltron lives again.
Activate Mega Thrusters! Form feet and legs, form arms and body, and I'll form the head.
You ever think about how the pilots stay in the heads of the lions when they're fighting? That has to be, like, ridiculously nauseating.
Oh, undoubtedly. That's probably why they usually travel by flight and prefer long-range combat over hand-to-hand.
Speaking of which, Voltron got busy fighting Zarkon's giant roe-beasts and saving the universe with a huge assortment of weapons. Voltron can
Wow.
shoot stingray missiles and even pillars of flame out of its hands and feet, or blast the lion heads off like rockets. It can stun enemies with ion dart lasers from its head, or use the Electro Force cross attack from its
Which
chest.
is
On Keith's
literally a
command,
holy
the
attack,
Lion Force
so
can manifest Voltron's
Ganondorf
most
is screwed.
powerful weapons out of thin air, Everything from spinning laser blades to javelins to nunchucks.
But the real showstopper is the almighty Blazing Sword.
Yep, Blazing Sword. Okay.
Form Blazing Sword.
That is awesome. Just...
With this blade, Voltron can slice through most Robies like Jello and dish out the Starfire attack, which splits Robies apart and also makes a friggin' tornado for good measure.
The Blazing Sword can also conduct electricity to recharge Voltron itself.
Why are all these
Oh,
swords
so
also
both...
batteries?
The Blazing Sword is enormously
question.
powerful, capable of destroying a satellite hundreds of times larger than Voltron. Voltron himself is powerful enough to melt meteors, kick giant machines sky high, and take explosions the size of countries.
The Voltron Lions have even traveled between galaxies in less than a day, making them several times faster than the speed of light.
Voltron has also survived landing on the Omega Comet, which is so dense it possesses the
They had
gravitational
technology
force of a
activated
black
to
Okay,
not
that all sounds insane, but even
get
giant
too affected
robot
by that.
lions have their limits, like getting ganged up on by multiple Robies at once, or getting stabbed and sliced open. But black hole levels of gravity, that's a cakewalk, right?
Voltron may be strong, but it lacks the finesse and skill of one trained in martial arts. Voltron also carries a shocking design flaw. If the release plates on its joints are struck in combat, it could jettison an entire limb from the core body.
Oh.
You're telling me that if I kick Voltron, freaking Voltron, in the shins hard enough, he'll just lose a leg and it'll just pop right off?
Essentially, yes, though it has only happened in training. Even so, whether the Lion Force is up against a technical issue or a colossal Robeast, the universe can always depend on Voltron. All right, the combatants
All right,
are
get ready
set.
to pause
Let's
it.
end this debate once and for all.
But first, all this talk of robots is
And pause. Okay. I am still honestly having a hard time deciding who I think is going to win. I still want the Power Rangers to win, don't get me wrong on that. Okay, so the Megazord being solar powered, I would assume that's a better source of power, at least. Eventually limitless fate. Anyway, of course both can recharge themselves by just grabbing the sword, so I see that coming into play. And they did bring up a good point how if you just hit Voltron in a specific area like, hard enough, then the limb will just fall off. Although the Power Rangers aren't going to know that, but if it happens like just by chance, then I guess that helps. And they did say that Voltron isn't exactly trained in a martial art, whereas the Megazord is piloted by people who are, including one that's about dancing. So I'm having a really hard time deciding, if I'm honest. Okay, purely because of the whole I want them to win thing, I'm still going with Power Rangers. I want them to win. I don't necessarily think they 100% will. I can see this match going either way. But just literally go Power Rangers. I mess up. I apologize, but I'm going to shut up and hit play now because I really want to see this giant robot fight. Oh, Jesus, this animation looks amazing.
Finally! If I don't see a dinosaur today, I'm blaming you.
Quiet, Les. I'm picking up something.
Power Rangers! Hello! We need dinosaur power now!
Huh?
Oh, so we're gonna have the five.
I think I found the dinosaurs.
All right, Rangers, plug on!
Zach here. This is Kickin'. This is Billy. All systems go.
Trini reporting, ready to rock. I love this part. Let's tame these kittens.
Alright, so they're forming the Megazord right away. And forming Voltron. Okay. I mean, it makes sense.
Form feet and legs. Form arms and body.
I love how they're going into this.
And I'll form the head.
Oh, wow. Come on, Power Rangers! I mean, Voltron, you're cool as well, everything, but I got a root from my childhood. I'm sorry.
Form spinning laser blades.
Ooh. Actually, that's another thing. The Megazord just tends to take everything. So that's not going to do them any favors. Well, at least they have a shield.
We need the power sword now!
Oh! Well, that was a good hit. Oh, this animation is so cool.
Stay down! Let's show them how it's done! Yeah! It's a sword!
Seriously, form blazing sword.
Isn't this usually the part where we win?
Oh! Oh, this isn't looking good for the Megazord. I don't want to give up hope yet, though. Oh!
Wait, the sword!
Jesus! Serious props to you, Torian. Oh. Oh, Jesus Christ! This fight is epic!
Jason, look! He's wide open!
Pitch! No!
Oh! They split off one of them!
Alright guys, let's finish this!
We need to move!
Pitch! The sword!
Give him covering fire.
With what?
Everything!
Quick, redirect the energy.
It's too much!
Uh-oh. That was awesome!
Now that's what I call a battle!
There's a good reason why Voltron is the defender of the universe. While the Megazord boasted excellent abilities in hand-to-hand and sword combat, Voltron couldn't go down so easily.
No, it could not.
Huge arsenal put it ahead, especially in long range. Even when the Megazord could get in close, it couldn't keep up with Voltron's blazing speed. I mean, Voltron travels between galaxies in a matter of hours, and it can fly.
The Megazord once punched a monster weighing at most
Yeah, that's
10,000 tons 133 feet into the air. In contrast, Voltron kicked a 3,900-ton mutated bulldozer nearly 1,900 feet up. Despite Voltron's
Okay,
monster
that
weighing
I
less than the
did not
Megazord's,
know.
This is still a more impressive feat. Comparing weight and distance,
I don't think I caught the
feet,
statistics
Voltron
of
requires at
all
least
this stuff.
5.5 times more strength.
Plus, Voltron
Jesus.
clearly had the superior durability, especially with that black hole comet feat.
The Omega Comet's pole could destroy entire planets within 62 miles of itself, which means the comet could output forces of over 13 sextillion newtons.
The Megazord couldn't survive anything close to that level of power. We can prove it. Later in Power Rangers history, they upgraded their mech to the Thunder
Thunderzord.
Megazord, which is specifically stated to be more powerful than the original Megazord in every way.
The new Zords will serve you well.
Once mastered, your Zords will reveal even greater powers.
When this new Megazord fought against a giant Zord called Serpentera, which at full power could destroy planets, a single blast from it easily tore the Thunder Megazord apart. And that blast didn't even use half of Serpentera's power.
Voltron outclassed
Okay.
the Megazord in almost every way that counted, including strength, speed, and durability. Trust me, I'm not lying.
That was a good one. Congrats, Voltron. I mean,
don't go away. We're about to reveal who's fighting in the next episode.
Both of them, actually.
Behind-the-scenes commentary on this episode.
At least that's what you said on Twitter.
And start a 30-day free trial for a first membership.
I'm already a first member, so. Oh, it's Natsu versus Ace. All right then. Okay, that was an amazing battle. I'm honestly not even fussed. The person I wanted to win didn't. I mean, I got an awesome fight. I'm happy. Jesus, that animation! Like, holy crap, Torian. I don't know really what else to say, and I loved how and the voice acting just seemed really great to me. I mean, I'm not too familiar with Voltron, but oh my god, this just was done so well. I love it. That's all I can say. Jesus. And I will just say, if I had known like how much the thing had weighed or how much hype we would have gone and some other things, I probably would have said, yeah, I think Voltron's gonna win. But oh well, what can you do? I can imagine just, oh my god, how much work has gone into this, because they've wanted to do this fight ever since season 1. Like, they had this plan like since before it began. And they were going to do it like 2D sprites, but the sprites they had didn't really work. Then they decided, okay, we're going to do it 3D. Then some stuff went wrong with that. And now we finally have this. And I think it turned out just beautifully. I even thought the Power Rangers were going to win for a minute. Like when they split off one of Voltron's arms and froze the other. I just thought, oh my god, they might actually pull this off. But as I said, Voltron's not easy to take down, and hey, at least I can say that they cut off a piece of him. How many people can say that? Anyway, okay, now for the comparing it to the minutes matchups version. I honestly prefer this a lot more. Is it because I'm biased towards Death Battle? Maybe, but I will get into some specific stuff. I thought the animation was definitely a bit better. The one in minute matchups was just a bit... I don't know, I just prefer this one. Like, overall. To be honest. Was a little weirded out by the whole by them going into space in the minute matchups version, but I mean, I don't remember the Megazord ever going into space when I watched it, but I think I heard about it as Red did. I don't know, but like I just thought this sub was a bit better. I mean, one thing that I did really like in the minute matchups version is the Bulk and Skull cameo. Just them watching the fight. And Boomstick's pun was way better. Just saying. Oh, and in the minute matchups version, they did kind of just have the Rangers like disregard anything that Billy was saying, which was a bit strange to me. It was just, he's trying to say something, but then they're just like, hang on, Billy, or Billy, shut up for a minute. Just, that was just a bit weird, but anyway, it is what it is. I prefer this one, and I look forward to the next episode, Natsu from Fairy Tail versus Ace from One Piece. Yeah, so we got another One Piece versus Fairy Tail matchup. That'll be interesting, and anyone who watched my Zora versus Urza reaction knows that I did watch some of Fairy Tail, and I do remember some stuff about Natsu. So I look forward to... I've actually wanted to see him in Death Battle ever since I tried watching Fairy Tail. So this will be cool. And anyone who follows me on Twitter might know that I put a board together of a bunch of people's most wanted matchups, this one was on there. So, once this episode goes public, I will likely tweet that, but instead of having a cross at Natsu versus Ace, there will be a green tick. To at least say it's happening. And it's the first one on that board to do so. So, that's awesome. Anyway, I've been going on for, oh boy, a while. Alright, so, thanks for watching, all of that stuff. Here's my Tracer outro. Bye.
Hello loves, Tracer here. You've just watched a video by your only mate. Subscribe, like, comment and check out his other stuff. Cheers loves!